Coach, I understand one of the themes you talked about is 11 for 11, and ballpark, where do you think, percentage-wise you accomplished that?
Well, we got a long way to go. I mean, obviously, we still gave up some explosive plays, and we disconnected. We did not connect a couple times on offense on plays that we should have. So, again, we need to keep working on everybody just doing their job and executing. I thought we made a lot of progress. The special teams made a lot of progress today. The defense, gave up one touchdown on a short field, after a turnover, which was good. And the offense hung in there and got the running game going a little bit. So we just got to keep hanging in there.
Coach, the play of Duke Johnson, is that a situation where you just want to get the ball in his hands and he let it down? Yeah,
I mean, we got to be careful. I mean, again, Mike is doing a great job for us. He played really well today. I thought OT did a nice job. We just got to make sure, we just don't think he can do more than he's doing right now. Again, he's doing a great job with what we've given him. Everything's for the first time. This was his first time in this stadium, first time managing class, study hall, everything. We just got to be careful. It's a long season, and clearly he's fresh enough right now. When he gets in, he can make a difference. And I think, if we gave it to him 30 times, I don't know if that would be the case. I think all those guys together are creating more explosive plays for Duke because, Mike's doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Al, one touchdown allowed, that was on a short field. Just the improvement from 1 week on D.
I thought it was much better, and we were dealing with some nicks throughout the game, with some guys being out. So again, is it perfect yet? No, it's not perfect. But I mean, the guys are fighting, they're flying around. We didn't get the takeaways that we want to get, but again, that's hard to do. Again, we had a veteran team a year ago, and we didn't keep them out of the end zone like we did today. So. Again, I think we improved, and clearly we have to go back to work tomorrow and get ready for Georgia Tech.
Do you have any updates on injuries? I know Denzel was in the cast.
I don't. We'll be real cautious with anybody until we can get them in tomorrow and X-ray them and MRI them. I don't have any status.
On Duke Johnson, obviously had the great opener and then didn't have a great game last week. Was there any concern he might have lost some confidence, and did you want to get it back, or was there no concern at all from
No, there's no concern. Just because who was more disappointed than he was after the Kansas State game, and he knew he missed some plays. He went back to work. As I said all along, he's very mature in his work ethic, his approach, his preparation. So you can ask him to do some things, and he accepts that challenge, and then goes out and executes it. But again, I think he's a kid that's proving it to himself right now, not really to any of us. He's one of those guys. He's got a standard of excellence right now, and he's trying to be the best player he can be and the best teammate he can be. I mean, the guy goes down and scores. He runs all the way back to the 30-yard line to tell Mo Hagans what a block. I mean, on his last touchdown. So again, I think. They're being unselfish right now, those guys, those running backs.
The defensive line, it looked like they got a little more pressure today and able to get off blocks.
Yeah, we just got to finish the sacks, though, Beast. I mean, that's one of the things that could be a little bit frustrating. We didn't finish some of those plays, and we had them hemmed up. And that guy does a great job. He moves around back there, both those guys. But we just got to finish some of those sacks, and we will. We will. I don't know. I mean, we played only a couple of juniors today, so I mean, on defense, a lot of guys got a lot of experience today and threw it around. We just got to finish some of those plays.
How do you feel like Stephen played, Stephen Morris?
Spotty. I'm just being honest. And it wasn't, for a lack of a great week in practice, but the ball sailed on him a couple of times, which is unlike him, and he just needs to relax. Stephen tries to. If anything, he just tries to please, and he's just trying to do so well that he just needs to relax. The one after the turnover sailed, a couple of ones on the towards the sideline sailed on him. He just needs to relax, and he will. He'll get better. And again, early on, with the edge pressure, we got to do a better job protecting him, so he feels a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more confident early in the game. So again, that's all of our responsibility there. Us as coaches in the play calling, Steven stepping up in the pocket, and obviously, protecting on the edge pressure.
Chantrell out there, left tackle and right.
Chantrell played both,
yeah,
which was big, and I asked him how he felt right as soon as we got in the locker room, and he smiled, So I think he's starting to get to the point where, he can compete more, and hopefully we can get to the point where we can use more offensive linemen. I thought it was, it was warm today. I think we played a lot of guys, so I was happy to see him compete, and it looked like he held up conditioning. We'll see on the film.
A couple penalties early, the 3 different false starts.
And it gets you behind schedule. We were running the ball effectively early on, but we just got behind schedule. And last year we did it on the defensive side against these guys, and this year we did it on the offense. I don't understand it. We'll go back and evaluate. I got to do a better job as the coach. But it's not something that we're seeing in practice, and I don't know where it's coming from. So again, I got to evaluate it. Look at me. It starts with me. But that's just unacceptable. You can't do that, especially at home. You can't have those procedure penalties. You're absolutely right.
You had said Tuesday and Wednesday that there had been pretty good practice.
Yes.
Going on. Is it fair to say your comfort level has gone up a little bit?
Well, I think we got better. I think again, I understand that everybody's job in the room is to critique, right? I mean, so I understand there's going to be there's going to be some negativity. There's going to be some negative things. Procedure penalties. We missed some long balls. We did allow some long explosive runs. So I understand that, the clip on the penalty. But there's nothing wrong with improving and winning. And that's what we did this week. We improved and we won. And I want to make sure that the kids understand it's hard. Ask Colorado if it's hard. Ask Arkansas if it's hard. It's hard no matter what. And certainly when we're playing a team like this, who A, knows how to win, B, is very aggressive, and then C, there's a connection, in terms of everybody knowing each other, and there's this very prideful group. It's a tough out.
What specifically do you think Duke's proving to himself, Coach?
Well, I just all I meant was that he has a standard of excellence and an approach that is really something for a lot of guys to emulate. I mean, from day one, he's not really silly. He listens, he studies, he watches film, he prepares. He doesn't make a lot of mental errors. A lot of freshmen make mental errors, and Duke really doesn't. And then he finishes hard. He finishes plays hard. I mean, even you guys can see it on the sideline. Even when he's getting close to the end of the run, there's no step out of bounds. There's no, he's trying to finish, and he's trying to make a statement when he does that. And hopefully, we can start to do that at every position. That's all I meant by that.
I know how much you love outside influence questions, but
yeah,
there was a lot of buzz about like the 07, 08 classes before. How weary are you of that? About just too much, too fast, as far as attention and adulation and praise and all those things?
Well, he's doing a good job. He comes from a great family. His mom's not going to let him get a big head. I promise you that, if you haven't met her. I think the kid is very humble. I mean, as I said, he could have went over there and played to the student section. He turned around and grabbed Mo Higgins. Wanted to make sure Mo was all right, and B, wanted to congratulate him on what a block he made. And probably the most important factor here is we haven't accomplished anything yet. We haven't achieved anything yet. We got a long way to go. I've been saying it for a long time. This team's got a long way to go, but I think we improved this week and we won. And now we have a great challenge coming up. We're on the road again.
Did you have to see a bigger crowd out there?
I'm not worried about the crowd. I understand. I understand the market we're in, and there's going to be a day when we're delivering. There's going to be a day when we're delivering, and they're going to come out and see guys like Duke Johnson and Malcolm Lewis and those guys, and we're going to grow up together. I promise you, this team is going to grow up together. They're working hard, and they're staying humble and staying together, and I understand that.
Just a job with Deion Bush and AJ High School today at St. Peter's.
Yeah, first start for both of them. First start for Tyrone. I'm saying that too much lately, but so they got their feet wet. But AJ and Deion, I think they ran it really well. I don't think there was a lot of mental errors. There's going to be some things that we can do better. We brought Deion in pressure a couple of times. I think anybody can see his athleticism and his acceleration. He's got to keep the ball inside. When he does come, he let it outside. And next week he goes and he learns and he improves on that. So there's no, hopefully it was a good experience for those guys.
Coach, what was sort of that process with him, with Deion? Because in camp, he wasn't really in black jerseys. He seemed to be a little bit behind, but he's been playing.
He's just been getting better. again, he's very steady. You know, he's like Duke in that sense that he's very steady and just goes to work every day. I think Malcolm's in that group. You know, they just go to work. You know, he's steadily improved. He's eliminated his mental errors, and he's gained the trust of the coaches, which is why he's getting more reps. He's earned those reps in practice, to be honest with you. He's earned those reps in practice.
Coach, noon game today, even though it's just a few hours less, does it help with the Georgia Tech program?
It does, tremendously. You know, we were on the road the first 2 weeks, you know, got back at, 10 o'clock last week and 1 a.m. the night before, the week before. So that's tough. That's tough on a team. And so this is huge for our team in general. Just really for us, just to regroup, and because we got to go back on the road again. I don't know how many teams are doing that, but we are. And so this was important for our guys to regroup, get some rest, and allow the coaches to get in and get going on Georgia Tech.
Coach, could you assess the run defense, not just today, but maybe any improvement you've seen?
No, I think it definitely improved. But again, some of those, when you again, some of the explosive runs, Beast, are not us getting pushed around. We're not fitting it right, and it's on those ones, especially the one that was backed up. That is maddening, because that's a play that we've covered. I can't tell you how many times, and we had a guy that went to the wrong gap. And again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you who it was and all that stuff, but I mean, we could recognize it right away. It's not like he got blown up or how physical. We didn't fit it right, and we did it on too many occasions. Again, we'll get it fixed, but definitely better from last week.
Now with Georgia Tech next week, how much are you helped by playing a team like this that has a scheme that is not unlike Georgia?
Yeah,
It may not be exactly like this.
No, I think there is some carryover. I got a cut, please. I'm good. There is some carryover because there was a lot of option, a lot of quarterback runs. So clearly there will be some carryover, but we got to get out there Monday and get our system going, because it's going to be the first time a lot of these guys have faced the option. We're good?
One more, anybody?
I have a question. I know that every year you say that a team is reborn, but last year, 6-6, it tended to be win-loss for the most part.
Yeah.
And this year, it started out the same. How are you going to work to motivate the guys from, being up and down? How do you work to get more consecutive wins?
Again, that's what we're just trying to do. We're trying to build consistency, and part of that is hopefully we can go out there with the same starting lineup this week next week that we did this week. That's part of it, and there's got to be consistency in our approach. But that's been one of the issues, that inconsistency in lineups, inconsistency in the approach, and so that's the challenge. That's what we got to do right now. It's a challenge for this team. There's no question about it.
Thank you, Coach.
Good.